Okay. Guess I'm live. I'm gonna do this tonight. Why not? I feel like building a keyboard so I can eventually get to my KFEC, and then maybe this board that I'm gonna unbox here. I'm behind. I need to do things. First I'm gonna start with a little bit of an unboxing, I guess. So, just got this in today from Eng Studio. This is Apollo Space 80. Space 80 Apollo? I don't know what the name is. Space 80 Apollo. Or Apollo, whatever. There's gonna be another Apollo TKL probably down the road from Cubes for All. Don't want to get too confused. But did want to take a quick crack at this and take a look at it. I guess other details before I open it up. I did get this in Stormtrooper E-White, which is always fun. I guess we're going to take a look at it. Oh, there's like stuff over there. Alright, maybe I will just cut everything. Alright. So this is in Stormtrooper White. It actually has a picture of the keyboard here. I got a WinKey Stormtrooper White Apollo 80. And this box, nice looking, pretty impressive. Let me move IU back a little bit more, put this more in shot. So the top comes off. Oh, bumped the mic, sorry. Have a little bit of foam here. Got an FR4 plate with a silicone dampener attached to it. Probably gonna be taking a lot of the dampening materials out. Kinda don't feel like building this with dampening materials whenever I do. Bonus, it says. Switch sound dampening pad kit. Please use this kit as your preferences for switch sound and feel. I might use the PE foam switch foam, but or plate foam. I don't think I'm gonna use the switch foam though. I generally don't like that. PCB. Please test PCB with tweezers before soldering. And we have gift PC plate pour-on foam. Yeah, I'm probably gonna use this pour-on foam if I do use any foam. Kinda don't feel like having a silicone dampener. Not gonna open. Oh, I guess I will open up this PCB to take a look at it. Alright. Now I think about it, I probably should have saved this desk mat for the Space 80 build because it's like space themed and stuff. That would be the smarter thing to do. Whatever. I guess I could break my own rules and use the same one twice. I think I have another space themed desk mat somewhere though. I'll have to check. So, Space 80 PCB looks pretty good. Not too much going on. Have sort of a little bit of a side flex cut for the spacebar. Interesting. 6, 2, 5, and 7U. We have flex cut on each row of the alphas. We have LEDs on the back because this has a mid piece and a bottom piece for LED shine through, which is cool. Other than that, it looks like just an A87 format PCB. I don't know if it's specially designed for this. I guess it is because it has like shine through lights or the accent pieces on the front of the board. But you know, I'll test it out when I get to it. There's the gift foam, I guess they're calling it. I'm running out of desk space to put things. All normal. Put this over here. We have gaskets. I like how they labeled everything actually. Pour-on, or spacebar pour-on kit. Okay. We have the feet. And we have this case. I got mine in E white. Ooh, okay. It's got a little bit heft to it. We have the black mirror finish weight on the back saying Space 80 Apollo. And the only sort of regret that I have is not getting wing keyless. I think this case would have looked really good in wing keyless, but I wanted a board that had a wing key. This is an earlier acquisition of mine rather than a later, so my tastes have changed. I do feel here with the little accent piece that you can push the shine through element down, which is not ideal, but we can fix that. Have the acrylic layer that sticks out, and it looks like there's some silicone or something in the bottom. Probably going to build this without any dampening whenever I build it. Gonna leave this wrapped up and just take a quick look at it. I don't see any defects on it. It's E white, so it should be good to go. And here's, I guess you can't really see too much of it when it's wrapped up like this, but it does look nice. Yeah, and it feels like a nice premium board. Premium, one of those marketing words, but it does feel good, and I can't wait to build it in probably like a month's time whenever I get around to building it. Yeah. Oh, I guess I should put things back where I found them. So this goes here-ish, and then this goes on top. This is the next layer. Then we had random bonus foams. And the plate that I want to use, FR4. Oh, I guess these little items on this side too. Can I get these out without destroying the box? I'll open that up whenever I actually build the unit. That should be screwdriver, hardware parts, and other things. But this is going to be the Space 80 Apollo. Looking forward to building this whenever I get around to building this. Ugh. I really like the box though. Feels nice. Put that down, have some tea. Alright. Getting around to the build that I am doing for tonight. Packing invoice has my address on it. Let's not leak that. Let's take all the stuff out that I'm going to need to build this. As well as this very simple 65 case. I'm building yet another 65%. This is the Block67 from Eng Studios. I just sort of realized I'm doing so many 65-ish% things. It kind of makes it look like I actually like 65s. Not the biggest fan of them. I kind of don't see the point in them, since 60s are usually all that I really ever want. And then I really like TKLs because TKLs are nice looking. But yeah. So give us a little Allen wrench. We have some parts for the daughter board. Have a pretty thick piece of foam. Looks like it's supposed to fit in the case this way. If I'm going to use foam. I'm going to try not to use foam. We also have plate foam. I'm going to try not to use plate foam. Have an FR4 plate, full type. I'll be using the FR4 plate because that's all I got. And we have the PCB. And why I think this is going to be a quicker build, similar to last time, I already put the stabs on. I didn't test these out. I need to make sure they're not like too bad or sluggish or anything. But assuming that I'm not terrible at tuning stabs, it should be a pretty quick build. anyways, just looking at this PCB real quick. This is for the bakeneko 65 version 3. So it has pretty much a standard sort of Canon keys layout to it. Pretty matte black, not the best finish, but does the trick. We have a Mega 32U4 AU for the MCU. Has a pencil check mark on it. I don't know if you can see that. See the graphite glistening on it. Pretty simple. Regular diodes, nothing crazy. Already stuffed toothpicks into the stab ends so they don't come loose. Not that they usually would, but... And this one is different than the last one, so whenever you put it in, feed the bottom through with the band, and then you basically just set it in and press it in. Whereas the Block 80, or Block 80, this is the Block 67. The Portal 60, no, I think it's just Portal. I don't think it's actually Portal 65. I'm messing things up. Anyways, I had a solid end here. This, you can see my pinky going all the way through it, is just the little 65 blocker. So the gummy O-ring will slip beneath that and then put it in place. Easier design. Also probably won't have the weird hollowness on either the enter or the end keys that I think this little blocking element had on the other board, but it should still be pretty good. And honestly, at the end of the day, I'm going to guess the Portal will probably sound a little bit better if I had to make a guess now. But if I'm pleasantly surprised, that's good too. You can always have more than one board chilling. But as a 65 board, I'm probably not going to be drawn to taking this to work every single day over a 60 or a TKL. But I did bring the Portal to work recently, last week actually, and I really liked it. So there's a chance that I might actually really like this, and who knows, maybe buying this I'll actually like 65 boards. Which case would justify the Songle 60. I'm actually waiting for a Maker keyboard too, Alexa, whenever that shows up, because it started showing up as in stock, shipping out in like the next 2 months on the Maker website. So maybe they'll actually ship that to me someday. I don't know. I have every confidence that the Maker guys will ship things out eventually, but they seem to have had their share of delays and are a bit aggressive with their production schedule, if I can say so. Anyways, enough monologuing and complaining. I'm gonna try not to use the foam. Throw then that to the side. We have this stuff in daughter board. I already did test this PCB with another daughter board. This is just using a unified C3 daughter board. Sticking with the Canon keys list of parts. Come on out. There we go. And now I need to figure out what size hex this is. I actually have the right size attached. Cool. Alright. So let's build the process. Let's start the process of the build. Put this cable in. This has a very small gap here between the end of the cable and the case. So best to put the cable in now while you have room. I'm going to start by putting at least 2 of the sides in carefully, since this is pretty close to the edge of the board here. I'm going to do it just sort of screwdriver tight, then back it out a little bit. The idea here is that I'm going to put one on the opposite side, then line it up, and then tighten it down. I guess I should post on socials. I did forget to do that, didn't I? I guess I should do that. I still have a keyboard connected, so it's not the end of the world. Alright, you're going to be a wrist rest for a moment. A very tall wrist rest, an ungainly wrist rest, but whatever. What's... where did I even put this? I guess Eng Studios has theirs. It's Matt Loving Cube Life. Where's Eng Studios? I don't even know where. I have too many Discords now. I don't even know where anything is anymore. Oh God. RN. There it is. Alright, so. Ignore me while I figure out where to spam socials for builds. Because I am obviously terrible at promoting myself. Block, chat, general? Social... Rules verification, make sure that it doesn't have anything. Correct information channel, no advertising. Oh, I guess I shouldn't put it in here then. Yeah, guess I shouldn't advertise in their own channel then, whatever. Alright, I'll copy paste a simple message, Block67 build, and I'll look at my face and get embarrassed every single time I see it. Where else do I put this? Guess not too many places. Guess KFA is the next place, because KFA. And then Gion server, because he still has self-promo. I noticed it has disappeared from swag keys. Sort of interested in figuring out why, but I don't feel like bugging anybody. And I guess Dios' server, whatever. I don't think it really matters where I post anything. Yeah. I don't even know where else I was posting. I was posting other places too. I don't remember where though. Was it this one? I don't think so. Alright, well I'm not gonna spend time on that. I honestly don't remember. Back to what I was doing. Yes, I was putting in the daughter board. Oh, looks like it's good placement. Looks like I can just tighten it down. Excellent. Let's do that. Let's not drop this on anything anymore. Should really put that bit away. Good to see him include hex hardware though. Well, not nearly magnetic enough, it just fell straight out. Seriously. Bruh. Now the cable's getting all funky on me. Kidding me. Alright, hold it in with the tip of your finger. Start it. Make sure it goes straight. And then drive it down. And I have one more of these. Cool. Then the daughter board's in. And I won't have to think about it again. Unless it became misaligned. If it became misaligned, I will just simply fix it and we'll be good. Nope. Pretty nicely in there, pretty flush. Pancake. Hey, how's it going? Thanks for the follow. Shove this in there for later. And we'll move on to testing out the stabs. Since they're already in here, since I already pre-lubed them with XHT BDZ and 205 grade 0, it should be about done, but just to make sure. Put this back into here. Not that I'll ever need it, but in case I ever wonder where it is. So I'm going to be building with the FR4 plate, because that's what I have for this. Simple as that. Is this only built for 625? Are you kidding me? Or am I dumb? This is only built for 625. Sad. Alright. Oh, hey, how's it going, Pancakes? I'll need to get a different wire and some more toothpicks and stuff. No 70s plate on... yeah, I just noticed that. Let me grab the 65 wire somewhere. Probably have to straighten a little bit. Okay. Small bag of wires and stuff. Alright. I'll have to balance the wire real quick and put it in. This looks like it's a shorter 625 wire. Let's make sure it is. Okay. Now to see how scuffed my random wires are. Is this even straight? Oh boy. Start the pain. I did not intend to do this wire business tonight. Let's hope this doesn't make it too long of a stream. feel like I'm wailing on this wire to get the bend. Do I have an easier wire? I feel like that one might actually take a little bit longer. How's this wire? Only slight jiggle. Alright, let's put this wire back, not use it, probably throw it away. Okay, on this side. Slap it this way. Slightly more. And bend this end down a little bit. See if this is actually straight this way. Okay, that's probably good enough. Now to figure out how to get these toothpicks out of here that I have previously wedged in. 1, 2. Okay, easy enough. Clip and remove. Cool. Ew, this is going to be messy. Get some paper towel. And we can wipe this wire down and use it and then next time we need a straight wire. If I remember. I'll probably forget which wire is which though. Ew, it still has some on it. Alright, let me leave this out because I'm probably going to need it in a moment. Alright, So I'm not going to reapply XHT-BDZ to this wire because then it'll be way too much probably inside the housing. So let me attempt to put it in here and then add XHT-BDZ in the front, back, and the front end. So if this sounds bad, it's because I obviously did a bad job of balancing the wire. But so be it. Some days you're just so shit at balancing wires. A little bit in the front. And then in the back. Just doing a small amount right now. I'll finish plugging the butt sometime later when it's in. Okay. And let's clip it back in. So we're using the rightmost. And looks like since I already spread these, I have to reclip them this way. All right. Toothpicks, round type toothpicks. Let me just take one and then do a little bit of mutilation to it and put it in. Flush cutters here. Gonna take the very tip of this off because otherwise it's a little bit too long in the housings. And then I'm going to hold the stab in place to make sure it's not going to push in too far or do anything, or push out I should say. And we're going to insert the toothpick into the middle I said, of the clip all the way in firmly, and then clip it. Probably should have held that toothpick. I don't know where it went. There it is, launched up back here. Whew, safety hazards. I have glasses on, but still safety hazard. This side, same deal. Clipped off the end so I can shove it all the way in, hold the long end of it, clip it, and it should be staying in place. Using a shim, never seen that before. Yeah, this is an old mod, toothpick modding stabs for cherry clip-ins. It's an old technique, just to make sure it doesn't come out. I'm not really certain that it's necessarily needed, it's just peace of mind. But it's the same idea of how TX got to their little locking washers that go in behind the back of the stab where it clips in. It's the same idea, same principle. Alright. Next, let me move my drink out of the way. Grab the various switches I have over here. Reed switches, because I wanted to try reed switches out, so I bought some, lubed them up just for the purpose of this build, and I'm going to be using them. I think I have enough. Let's hope I have enough. If I don't have enough, I mean, I still have a bunch of Technoviolets, so I could always just use other switches. Or I probably would just mix and match, let's be honest. I'm feeling kind of lazy tonight. Alright, clips in kind of tight, but it'll clip in. Line it up. Put it all the way through. Alright, it matches. These are 3-pin, so there might be a little bit of a pain to make sure they all fit well, but that's fine. Clip some of the ends in. Okay, and then I guess I am stuck with one layout for the bottom row. Interesting. And here I was thinking I'd do other things with the bottom row, but I guess not. I may attempt to build this without foam tonight. We'll see how it is. If I need foam, that'll probably just be a rebuild some other night. Let's be honest. I need to get some sleep eventually. Working with the firm plate, easy to just sort of clip it in and then forget about it. Alright, looks like there's a little bit of bowing and warping. Let me open up the keys I'm going to be using for this. It's the first time I'm actually using this. These are PBT Lord, without an E. I think I put an E at the end, my bad. A Milky Way kit. First time using Milky Way. I was curious about other sets since EBBT is sort of getting along in the Q times 2. So just trying it out. I don't know which side's up, which side's down. Guess this side's up, this side's down. Yeah. Alright. Milky Way. After sale, thanks for joining the Lord Group by CCM Studios Discord. Cool. So I have another Chinese keycap set. Okay, how do I get these out of here? How do I get you out of here? I want to test you. Okay, at this rate, I'm just about to dump out the keycap set on my desk. Seriously, what? Okay, I can pop it out slightly. Oh, there's my lovely, very loud heater. Alright, I can sort of bow the bottom out and push the things out. Okay. That's different. And that should be enough keycaps to do this testing bit. I can't read any of these. I don't know what any of them mean. Man, lame. I'm gonna have to ask my wife what all this stuff means. Alright, let's put the sleeve back on it for now. And we'll break these out later. But for now, let's test the stabs. These are cherry clip-ins. I guess I need one more switch for enter. I just neglected to put anything in there. It's not clipped all the way in. There it goes. Shift. Alright, I'm going to have to lift this up to my ear then to listen to it. Okay. Sorry about the furnace in the background again. Yeah, I think plugging the butts, these should all be fine. They sound good enough. I am going to be trying to use a black cherry pie switch on the spacebar. Being me, this is typically what I do. Oh, the switch came with it. So I guess these are slightly tight fitting, which is fine. Let's try it with black cherry pie in the spacebar, see how that sounds. Make sure that the long pull switch doesn't do anything weird. Add some tension in. You can hear it a little bit. I'm gonna need to definitely plug the butt on the spacebar. There's a little bit of that whiny complaining noise, but I think that'll probably disappear after a little bit more lube. I think it'll just work. Alright, keycaps to the side. Oh. Make sure I don't break this thing. Populate the board and listen to some music while I do it, I guess. Anyways, a little bummed out about the 625U spacebar, but so be it. I can live with that. I don't have to think about what keys or what position goes where. It's pretty simple. It's already defined for me. Less choice is easier, I guess. Especially since this is supposed to be like a budget or introductory build for a lot of people. I think that's what this originally was targeted as. I think I grouped by this was 144, which is pretty affordable for a metal case. Again, this is basically an upgraded Bakeneko 65 when you really look at it. Then I was actually browsing the various Discords that I'm on, and it looks like the CL, which is a Bakeneko 60, should be shipping sometime soon-ish. This doesn't clip in at all, it just sits in. Oh, that's gonna bug me. I'm gonna flip it over, I'm gonna lose that switch guaranteed. I'll forget about it. So happy that that's coming out. And speaking of other 65s, I think the shipping notice for Alexa, or sorry, not shipping notice, the plan for the Alexa from Maker Keybs should ship out sometime in the next half a year. So this Portal Sungle 65, I'll have a bunch of 65s to test for whatever reason. I don't really know how I feel about that, but I'll probably end up trying to get rid of or selling some of these 65s because I don't need all these 65s, and none of my friends like 65s. All my friends are like, oh, what about a full size? Oh, what about a TKL? TKLs are nice. I don't want to give them away. Being perfectly honest. Does this... I put the sleeve on the keycap kit, and then I realized I don't know if it has a steps cap. Steps cap block. If it does, I will use stepped. If not, I will use whatever. Let me take another look, because I've forgotten already. There's regular. Stepped. Okay, I will use stepped. Alright. Yeah, I guess I showed off the Space 80 that I got before anyone showed up. So I just got that in the mail today, Space 80. Kind of happy about that. I think that's going to be a fun board. Wait, which keycap? Where'd you come from? What? Okay, that one literally does just fall out. I'll put that one in last. Glad after I forged such a stiff material, putting key or switches in super easy. Let's see how this, I'm actually curious what this will be like without dampening materials. Since it doesn't have a big brass weight at the bottom of it like Portal, I'm gonna guess it's gonna be a little bit less forgiving of a sound, but it might also be deeper because it's one piece rather than two. I don't know, kind of curious. Let's see, the age-old question, did I prepare enough switches? I sure hope so. All right. So next build after this, I think I finally will build my KFE CE. Ow. My thumb just like hopped. Did I bend my nail? I may have bent my nail a little bit. I'll have to be careful. So yeah, next build that I want to do is my KFE CE. I wanted to use Meteor Whites in that. I think that's going to sound good with a slightly higher pitch switch. I will be using PC because I've been recommended by multiple people to use a PC plate, and I can't wait to build that. I think that'll be a good build. Then after that, I will have the Sungle 65. Since I was yelled at by Mr. Frank last time, I will say Sungle rather than Sangio. Although literally that's what it says on the box, but yeah, I understand. Mispronouncing it sometimes is funny unless you have the actual Batman just yelling at you saying, say it correctly. Anyways, looking forward to that too. I really liked my Sunwell 60. I still do bring that to the office quite a bit and use that. I really like it. It sounds nice, has a nice refreshing sound that I don't really get tired of. And I'm hoping that if I use Polaris gray switches, 65 will sound just like the 60, but maybe a little bit more resonance to it, because it is a slightly bigger board. I don't know. Hoping I like it. And I think I will. I think I will. And of course I have enough switches. Why would I ever doubt myself? Of course I did this right. I counted. I don't trust myself. Okay. So this switch I'll have to hold in. Let me take a quick look, make sure I didn't destroy any of the pins. Make sure everything is sitting through. I will have to like sandwich this board together because the plate and the PCB are slightly different concave convex across everything, but that's not that big of a deal, is what it is. These two things go together, all these go over here. We can sit over here. And let me put this board somewhere safe. Alright, so first switch I'm going to solder in is this loose one that's going to bug me. Ugh, don't fall out. There we go. Move the mouse over here. Solder. Cleaning brass. Tin tipper. Of course we have the fan here already. Soldering iron. Turn the soldering iron on, let it warm up. Hey bub, what's up? How's it going? Thank you for a follow. Let me turn crisp on. Crisp at this point shouldn't be picking up this fan. So there's a fan on. Hopefully you don't hear it. If you do hear it, let me know. We'll deal with it later. Last time I checked Crisp, it was set up properly. Let's see. Alright, this is already heated up because the soldering iron is hella fast. Let's tin the tip. Starting by cleaning it since I haven't used it in about a week. And to let it burn off. And make a big clumpy deposit somewhere in the brass. Alright, first thing, I said I was going to get this switch here, and I do mean I'll get this switch first. Why this switch first? Because it's not clipping into anything. Alright, let it solidify. I am going to be doing quite a bit of pressing the plate and pressing things together to make sure things fit nicely. As I had mentioned, the FR4 plate and the PCB are a little bit concave convex to each other. Feels weird. They weren't exactly matching up. We'll still do edges first, and a few in the center and the space bar, and then we'll go through pushing switches into place and soldering all at the same time. All right, soldering's pretty boring. And this should be a pretty quick build. Hold it in place for an extra second or two, make sure it actually solidifies so you don't get a cold or moved disturbed solder joint. Never like to see those, they always look disgusting. Then you have to do rework on your board, which is, well, rework's never fun for anybody. And again, because of the way this board was slightly bowing both ways, I'll have to probably just take my time with it. Alright, let me get this side of the block here. Okay, it's snapping in at my end. With the filter on, you probably don't hear it snapping in, but it is settling into place whenever I'm pressing the switch back up. Which means I'll probably have to do it with pretty much everything. And spacebar switch is somehow not in or aligned. Interesting. Why are you not in or aligned, spacebar switch? A little bit concerning. It's there now. Alright, sleep well to 350 again. If anyone's in the market for a soldering iron, I do recommend the Hakko, what is this, the 951. Good soldering iron. Kind of overkill for this hobby, but you know. You want something nice, you don't have to worry about it. It does the job every single time as far as you would need for a keyboard. You may as well consider it. I guess I'll go up the row in the line. Have a good soldering point, anchor point in the middle. Although all these switches are probably going to be slightly wonky in comparison to one another. So again, a little bit of slowness, but only 67 or so switches, so pretty quick build for the night. So in case you missed me saying this, I did test this PCB before I put the stabs on it originally. Since then, not much has changed with it. It's just been sitting around for like a week in the ESD bag with the stabs on it. And then Pancake was nice enough to point out the fact that this does not support 7U. So we've switched that up for a 625 bar, and we should be good to go. Let me do what I usually do now that I've secured the middle row and the ends. Let me get the top row in. So just to talk through what I'm doing again, heating up the pad and the pin at the same time, pushing solder in on the opposite side where I have the soldering iron, reflowing everything, pushing up on the switch, taking the heat off, and then letting it cool, and then I'm soldering in the second one. Pretty simple order of operations, but going slow like this will just ensure that I don't have any weird sounding switches or anything weird that's going on with my board. If this had a PCB and plate that were sitting nice and flat with each other, probably could get away with not doing each and every switch, but just because originally when I saw that it had a slight bowing condition to it, where they were not sitting flush and flat, I will just take my time and do it like this. So rather than having to open up the board and redo work later, or just saying, it sounds good enough when it sounds wonky, I'd rather just spend some time doing this, making sure that it's correct, so I don't have to worry about it. That's the plan, at least. When something else fails, I mean, break out the rework equipment, get the solder sucker out, get the FR301 out, whatever, just make it work. Alright, I am still feeling switches sort of shift into places I'm pressing in. Not by much, but every time you press them in and you feel a little bit of a shift or a pop, you know it's doing the right thing, setting everything in place, taking your time. And generally, if you're going to be soldering, you sort of want things to be right the first time. Rework is all preventable, mostly preventable, so. I went from streaming 2 times a week down to 1 time a week because I'm pretty busy at work recently. It feels bad, but work is work. That comes first. Then fun time, hobby time, so it is what it is. Alright, not talking too much because it's just focusing on soldering. A little bit of boring work. I don't really have anything to say when I'm soldering. Sort of already talked about the builds I'm looking at doing in the near future. I guess I'll talk a little bit about group buys that I've joined in the past week or so. So one group buy that I missed out on, gonna blame payment authorization stuff because it's using a weird third-party thing, was a SEMO TKL Extras. I thought about joining that. Looking at hindsight, I'll probably regret not joining it. I think TKL King's probably correct. That probably is a board that I really would have liked, but that's fine. feel the need to catch them all. And if there's ever a round 2, I'll be sure to join that. The boards I did join, there was one unlimited group buy on the Kibo, the Phoenix TKL. I joined that one. Very interested in that board. And what else did I join the past week? Man, I forget what I've been doing. That's never a good sign. I definitely need to get more sleep. I'm spending so much time doing regular work stuff that, yeah, a lot of other things are sort of going by the wayside. But you need that time to yourself to refresh, recharge, and be sharp at work too, so always need to balance everything out. In a few weeks, I should be able to get back to my normal schedule of building whenever I can, hopefully 2 times a week. We'll see how things go. Caps. Moving right along. So I keep thinking at some point in the near future I'll end up opening up build services. I don't really know if I'll do that. Probably not this month, probably maybe middle of next month if I have time. Want to definitely get caught up on my own personal boards, want to be in a good place with work to do that sort of thing. Because that could take quite a bit of time. I'll have to look at prices and stuff because honestly I want to make things expensive enough where I won't be bombarded with requests from just about everyone to do something for them. Definitely I'm not one of the full-time or keep live streamers that will do things for free. I value my own time and builds a little bit too much for that since I do spend a decent amount of money on my own boards for builds. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see what I feel like doing in the next coming months. guess in theory I have that set up to go pretty much whenever I have time to do it, because I already have an address set up for that to receive things. I already sort of have an idea of what I want to do contract-wise for agreements for what I'm doing. I know I want to stream stuff whenever I can. Sort of like hanging out and doing things. Also, if I ever get to build boards for people, you know, some people I know, I'd probably build a few for free for some friends, but you know, guess we'd have to see what else comes of it. All in all, I don't think I'll take it too seriously. I know some people want to like uh, make major extra income or almost have a career out of it. I don't have those aspirations. Just want to hang out and build boards and have fun. I'm going to switch hands for this for the bottom side. And this one. All right, almost done. Good thing this is a quick build tonight. I am mighty tired. Weekends, not that much sleeping anymore. 15-month-old is keeping me busy, keeping everyone busy. Very interested in this? Okay. Glad you're very interested in this. Say there's a lot of case ping or reverb. Yeah, I sort of hear that too. But I'm trying to build with no foam, see what it's like. If it's too much, then I'll have to do a rebuild with plate foam, or I can just throw in the case foam if really need be. Let's see what it's like. Like the price point? Yeah, price point is pretty good. Price point was pretty good. $144 for a group buy? I mean, you know, why not? And the case, I didn't really mention it when I was looking at the case, but it definitely is better than what I hear people say the bakeneko. It's actually like a decent finish on it. Looks like a decent metal. I understand Kaneki's bakeneko for the price, you know, still kind of unbeatable. But if I have the option to get a better finish and better metal, I'll get better option, better finish, better metal any day of the week. And for not that much more. I think there's already a round 2 in the works, if I'm not mistaken, from looking at Eng Studios. So I don't think much has changed. Last solder. Hopefully. Alright. Turn this off once more. A little bit on. Turn the tip before I put it away. Before I shut it down, let me take a quick look, see if I spot any major issues with alignment from the naked eye. No, things look to be pretty aligned, pretty straight. Guess I'll actually have to see how this switch here is doing when I put keycaps on to make sure it's actually centered and aligned where it's supposed to be. Turn that off, turn the fan off. Let me turn crisp off so I no longer sound probably like I'm underwater. Much better, probably. Roll this up a little bit. It's still windy tonight. All right. Let's get a baggie, put it over top real quick, sneak this out, plug it in, test it. Let me make sure this is oriented the correct direction. Alright, grab the RN cable. Okay. Move the soldering station out of the way a little bit so I can get the mouse here. Via. I have a scene for this. So we have the bakeneko 65 version 2. Home. I think I wanted that to be print screen actually. Let's do weird print screen. Okay. Layer 2, home end. Page up, page down. Sure. I also have arrow keys. And yeah. My setups are always a little bit weird. That's fine. Okay. All right, everything works. Excellent. Unplug this one, put it to the side. All right. Let me me put the case back to the side for a minute, because I want to clean this up real quick. I have my isopropyl alcohol and some PE foam wipes. So I'll break out another piece of paper towel, put away via. Alright. Oh. That's right, I was going to get more large ones and put them in the container. Of course, I forgot to do that. And I am too lazy to get up and do it now. So, quick cleaning. 99% isopropyl alcohol, wiping down the back of the PCB to get as much flux, residue, and crap off it as possible. Focusing on the first one that I put in because that usually will have the most burned crap on it from flux and residue. And the second one will usually have a little bit less burn because it had a less dwell time on it. So that usually comes up a little bit easier. So. Alright. And this is just to make sure I don't have issues later on, that I don't have to worry about any little corrosion or oxidation on the back with the flux. Because although it's designed to make sure that oxidation doesn't happen while you're soldering, after you're done soldering, I mean, it's a mostly organic compound that can break down, so. What was that noise? I was going to replace the table next to me, but unfortunately the first product I ordered from Amazon, of course, was broken as it came in, so I've reordered it, and unfortunately it has yet to arrive, so I'll have to see what's up with that. $144 board, 23 for Gatoron Cap V2s, 6 cherry clip-ins, 70 EBT white on black. That's the build plus tax and shipping. Yeah, it's pretty affordable for a custom keyboard hobby. That's a downright deal. I mean, some of the boards, like for just a few plates and PCB, you'd pay more than that for like some of the extras. I think 3 plates, 3 half, 1 full aluminum. I got 2 half plates of different materials and 2 PCBs. I think that was about the cost that you just laid out. For extras for another build. That's just because I wasn't sure what plate I wanted, and I thought, oh, I'll probably experiment. But yeah. You have some crazy boards? Nice. What do you got? Flex on me. Tell me what you got, man. Q-tips with alcohol in them. So these are PE foam wipes. They're designed for basically this work, because I'm sure you've used Q-tips before on the back of a PCB and they just end up shredding everywhere. These actually stay together and they're sort of made to mop things up. But yeah, 99% isopropyl alcohol, basically to clean the flux off the back of the board. House and Dolphin. Nice. Yeah, one of my friends recently was telling me to build a dolphin at some point. I was like, okay, you gonna give me one to build for you or something? He's like, maybe. Apparently it's a rather unique sound, because every time I hear it on YouTube videos and stuff and streams, it definitely sounds unique. It definitely interests me. If they have another run in 2022 that I'm aware of, I'll probably try to jump in on it just to get one, because it seems like a worthwhile board to add to a collection, you know? But yeah. And then house. So the only house board that I'm going to have will come at the end of the year. That's because I got the Manoke Kage collaboration with House, or Hand Engineering. Sorry, Lewis of Hand Engineering. I don't know why I keep saying House. Yeah, but I was very interested in that board. For whatever reason, I didn't jump on the House group buy. I don't really know. I don't know what I was thinking or what I wasn't thinking. Kage is excellent. Yeah, Kage looks interesting. But that'll be coming at the end of the year. I'll have to see what comes first, Kage or Cloudline, or some of the other boards I have coming. I think it'll be interesting at least. I'll compare it to all the other TKLs that I bought recently. Oh my. Oh man, Phoenix is going to come around that time too. You have a Kage coming, but you want to sell it? Oh, okay. Any reason in particular to make room for other boards and other acquisitions? Realize they don't like TKL? Oh. To each their own. Because for me, I mean, personally, 65s are just sort of whatever. I usually like TKLs because I have the desk space usually at work or home to make use of them. And I do like how they look. And usually they sound a little bit more on the resonant side, so I usually end up liking them a little bit more too, because they seem to have a little bit more character than a lot of the smaller boards. Maybe trade for Hero? Oh. So Hero is one of those boards that I decided not to join because of 65 and I already have a key round 2. Looking back on it, I probably should have joined that one, because I think that one, even though it's an unlimited buy as a friend's board, I could see that one as having probably the strongest resale value out of all the boards. Yeah. Although I think the rarest one will probably be either the Neko or the Hidari. I think probably people are going to try to go after Hero the most. That's just my first thoughts looking at the demographics of how many people really like 65s. That being said, the only one that really interested me was the all brass one, and I was not about to pay for an all brass one. So that was my thoughts on it, and part of the reason why I missed that group buy intentionally. Hidari shipping right now? Yeah, I know. I considered getting, or trying to get an extra for one of those, but I'm really not sure if I'm in love with the concept of having a fairly unique southpaw board. I think it would be excellent to sort of have and own and play around with, but at the same time, I mean, I like the Odin that I built, but I never use it because it feels a little bit too big and unwieldy compared to, say, a TKL, you know? I could get one, but I don't know. I'm just never sure if I actually would want to. And if I'm not sure, generally speaking, I'm learning that I probably should just hold off. If I really wanted one, I could probably ask some people that I know if they still want theirs and just pick one up for a reasonable amount. So, love that Dari can use the board without left control. Dari is built like a key cult. Yeah, there's a lot of good points to it. I mean, every time I looked at it, every time, for the very few sound tests I heard it, because there's only a few out there at the moment, it interested me quite a bit. But yeah, it's one of those things that, you know, I'm not sure. Because then whenever the Tomo ships, I'll be getting that board. Because that originally had interested me as a 75 before I got sick of 75s too. So It is screwless. That was interesting about it. But yeah, I don't know. I'll have to see. If the mood takes me whenever they do announce the extras for sale later this month, I might jump in on it. But honestly, I'm sort of happy with the boards that I have at the moment that are coming in the next quarter. So we'll see. Time will tell. Enough cleaning up. It's not perfect. Doesn't need to be perfect. Just needs to be cleaned up, which it is. Do a little bit of extra scrubbing on this one that I have left. You like it a lot. Coming up the Iron 165 round 2. Yeah, I saw that as well. I sort of have mixed opinions about the Iron. Iron looks nice, but it never sounded quite like I had imagined it in my mind, so I had that like weird cognitive dissonance with it, if you know what I mean. Unicorn has always interested me. If I had the option to buy Unicorn, because I think they're going to have a buy for that later this year, I think that's going to be a board that I would jump in on, although it's a 65%, but I won't hold against it. I hear from people that have built Kohakus that that one is probably the superior Singa board to get. But at the same time, I also heard rumblings that Jaguar, since I like TKLs, might also release sometime in the next year. And I'd be very much interested in getting my hands on a Jag. So that's sort of where my priorities are for the moment, but I guess we'll see what's going on. Can make it sound good? I'm sure you could. I am certainly sure you could. Alright, let me move things around. Jaguar's phenomenal. Yeah. Every time I hear a sound test for that, it sounds excellent to me. Part of the reason why I'm into probably owning one of those eventually. We'll see. Let me put this O-ring the other way so I don't have to put it over switches. O-ring's a little bit on the tight side, but it looks like it fits just fine. Alright, let me chase it around a little bit to make sure that it's tensioned decently on every side, rather than a little bit too much on the bottom maybe. Okay. Yeah, I think Ocelot's supposed to come to me sometime too. I joined the group buy for a PC Ocelot. Looked like a fun macro pad. Alright, hopefully I can keep this in here. One down below. Pull it up a little bit. Make sure it's sitting on the ledge. And there's my keycap puller to push this down in. Totally a 60 guy, 65s and 60s. Yeah, I do like my 60s. 65, I think, like, I find that I don't really need the arrow keys, and I remap enough keys that I'm not convinced that I need a 65. But, you know, I also do like the aesthetics with wing keyless for 60s. My key round 2 has convinced me that that is probably a very pretty, compact, symmetric looking board. Alright. Let me put the weird Milky Way caps on that I bought. The reason why I'm trying out these Milky Way caps is, honestly, I was curious. Having used Milky Way before, give it a try, why not? These are cherry clip-ins. Sound like cherry clip-ins. Had bad luck with them. I hear mixed reviews, but I haven't tried them myself, so I decided to, you know, bite the bullet and try them. Doesn't sound terrible. It reminds me definitely of EPBT, which, you know, if you like EPBT, that would be a good thing. If you don't like EPBT, I mean, it's okay. It's alright. Let's put this one on. I'm gonna have to keep these in order because otherwise I will have no clue what any of these are. Tab. Ayo. PBT Lord. Somehow I put an E at the end. I don't know why I put an E at the end, but it's not supposed to have an E at the end. What is this? This is a Block67. When PBT Lord, read switches, pretty typical. Just another 65, just because 65. I don't really have a good excuse for myself, I just decided to try it. And then all the 65s happen to come in pretty much all at the same time, so yeah, it looks like for whatever reason I like 65s. I don't love them, but they are what they are. Going to guess it's the inner one and the outer one. Guessing this is Control and this is Alt. I hope. Not like I can read these caps. Shift. I need this small one, I think. Or is this too small? No, that one. Okay, cool. Arrow keys. Does this kit come with arrow keys? I don't recall, actually. It does. Cool. I don't know what any of these nav cluster things are because they're in Chinese. Oh. You corrected it for me. Thank you. Thank you very much, Mashiki. Because for some reason I put an E at the end. I don't know why. Putting should Frank be hired by Twitch? I mean, he's the face of like the keyboard half of Twitch. Except he's very much useful. And he's appreciated in pretty much everyone's stream. I don't know what any of these say. I'm gonna guess this is page up and page down. Because the legends look somewhat similar with an up and a down looking thing. I don't really care at this point. Love PBT Lord set. Nice. Best bet, gonna see the vendor site. See the image. Yeah, probably should. Honestly, I'll probably just have my wife say, why did you put this stuff random places? And then she'll correct me and I'll maybe learn some language eventually. That's probably a lie. I probably won't learn the language eventually. These two look similar. Oh god. Actually. Yeah. Let me throw some more keycaps on, then I'll figure out what this nav cluster thing should be. But yeah, definitely a unique looking keycap. Image. Click. Oh hey, that makes things easier. Thank you. Thank you very much for that. I guess I'll pull out my portal after the sound test too and just sort of do a quick side-by-side comparison. I think it'll be interesting. To make it a little bit more fair, I took the GMK set off the portal and I put purple crayon on it just because I had an EBPT purple set around. I think it looks kind of nice and interesting. But you know, compare PBT to PBT, why not? I do like how this looks though, so far, with the colors just being simple black and white. I do find that appealing. These legends I don't think look bad, but they are different than the typical cherry legends that I'm used to. Not just because of the sub-legends, but definitely the shape and the roundness of the alphas is a little bit different. Very clean, have them on 7V. I think that'll look pretty nice. Okay. GMK CRP fanboy, I do like EBPT on some sets though. Yeah, I'm trying to get, whenever they come up for sale next, I'm going to try to get some 21 KB, just since everyone on Perry's Discord server is ranting and raving about them for a little bit. Just as an interesting looking alternative. I think Wallstack server is talking about them too, now I think about it. But generally speaking, I like the sound of GMK probably the best, personally. CRP, I'm waiting to get a set in hand for that. I did have some as an extras, but you know, I'm waiting for those to actually ship. PBT black, white or black sets, swap spacebar out for an ABS one. Might be a thought too. At least this packaging is by default better than GMK. I'll at least give them that. Even if it's slightly annoying to get keys out, at least keys are not just everywhere getting scratched and have potato flakes on them. At least this packaging is at least better than everything GMK has packaging wise. Alright, so we have delete is I want to say it's this one? No. What is that? I think that's this one. Zami? Oh. Yeah, it seems like it's one of those things that you can buy at a few different places, so. First PBT spacebar that you like. I don't know, everyone was comparing it to OG Dice subs. I was like, really? Really? I don't quite believe the hype, but at the price that they're offering it on 21 KB, it doesn't seem that bad. But some of the Xiaomi sites, like even cheaper, I was like, huh, is this legit? I'll have to check it out on some of the Xiaomi sites. Good to know, though. Have to get the right one, though? Yeah. I think that's true of anything you buy on Xiaomi, though. Okay. And what was I going to put here? Print screen, I want to say. So that's going to be... Oh god, which one is that? That's one of these. Is it this one? No. This one? Wait, I think this one is that one. Oh god. Alright, I think that's print screen. So then what is delete? 1, 2. Why don't I just zoom in? Okay. It's this one. Is there this in a different size? Yeah, okay. It's this one. Cool. Ugh, come on out. You're going here. Alright. Close enough. I'm sure someone will have something to say about the placement of my Chinese caps, probably this one especially. Actually, did they have a correct profile one for this? I think this is the correct profile. I might as well switch it out before I forget. Otherwise, I know I'll be too lazy to double check. Alright, that feels better for the profiles. We won't know. My wife will, and she'll give me crap for this. She'll be like, what'd you do? Why'd you do it? I remember, what was it? EPBT Zuin. I made her keyboard with that. And she was looking at it just like, why'd you put this here? I'm like, what do you mean? I don't know what any of it means. And then she just sat there and just sort of like hand in hand. You could have just asked me where to put everything. She thought I had to like desolder switches and put them elsewhere. She didn't realize that it was just keycaps. But yeah. Anyways. Wife is a Chinese lady and she will tell me the right way to put things eventually. But this is going back in the sleeve. Hopefully I won't lose anything. Alright. Guess I need to get monkey type up. Wife comes in clutch. Sure does. Monkey type. Let me get that on the screen real quick. Let me get the microphone placement overhead again, because from this distance, this cam 184 definitely sounds a little bit thin. Sorry about the background noise. Let me mute the mic and put the stand up real quick. Manfrotto arm action, and then shaky cam. Alright, so at this point you probably just hear my heater on the background. Apologies about that. We'll do the typing test whenever my heater decides to turn off and subside so you can actually hear the keyboard. I guess I'll get my portal out for comparison. And while this is going on, let me wash my hands real quick. Okay. All right, it has ended. Stop the music. Bring up monkey type so you can watch my horrendously slow typing speed in real time. Dry my hands off a little bit, center the keyboard up. Alright, let's see if this sounds hollow and pingy and every other negative thing that people have said about it on Discord and the forums. Mouse clicks, keyboard level. Wait, that's not long enough. Let's make it a minute. Mouse clicks again, keyboard level. Wow, my typing tonight. Ew. This is not bad. I don't hear pingy, hollow, anything. I need to plug the butt on this one. For $144, this thing is a steal. Buy this. This is not bad. Could throw in the backpack. I mean, it doesn't come with a case, but just buy a Cannon Keys case. This is compelling. Let me pull out another budget board while I'm at it. So I'm going to pull out a Keeps for All board because I do like Keeps for All's products. This is Freebird 60. It's not a gummy O-ring mount, but it is interesting. Let me switch this around. I'm not going to plug it in, but you can hear this board is also right around the same price point. It doesn't sound bad. You can make this O-ring. So the only thing this doesn't have is ledges around the perimeter, but you could possibly gummy O-ring mount it with like a Mero 60 PCB. For the price, like, I think this board does sound better than this board, but they're not far off. And these are two pretty good budget options. Really close to the block. So if I suspend it up in air and just hold it, it will sound hollow. But it doesn't sound terrible. And again, just let me put it in my lap and face this directly down over. Doesn't sound bad. It also doesn't feel bad either. So I do have to give the block points over the Freebird, because again, this is small gummy O-ring mounted rather than the large gummy O-ring gasket. And I do have this built with a carbon fiber plate, so that's going to skew things as well, but you know. And then the more expensive but the lovely back weight portal. Definitely a deeper sounding board. I'm also using different switches. These are reed switches, which are a little bit on the higher, clackier, livelier side, and these are the Techno Violets. So, dude, you flipped the portal. Sounds like you come in and out of boards quite often. I don't know. This definitely has a livelier sound to it. I don't know. I do like the way this does sound with EBBT on it. I lost money on it, but yeah. Oh, feels bad. Can't win them all. So, budget board, not a budget board. Is this like almost 3 times the cost with extras? It looks pretty. It definitely has a more refined feel to it, but performance-wise, I think if you only could afford one of these and you'd have money left over, I think the Block is sort of the clear winner. If you weren't sure what you wanted between a 60 and 65, I mean, again, if the Block's available for group buy and you have time to spare, why not buy the Block? If you need a board now, because this is in stock, air quotes, because some people still haven't received all their boards yet. Freebird's actually not a bad board either. I don't know. Little touches like the cherry front lip on the portal, I think I still would like this better. But this does have a lower, it feels like, front height and overall profile. If I was to just do a quick measurement, yeah, this is overall lower and flatter, it looks like, which is sort of interesting to notice. But yeah, interesting to compare boards like this. This is furthest away, so it's going to sound a little bit thinner. But carbon fiber on this, kind of interesting. I forget what switches I even used in this, but kind of doesn't matter. I still don't think it's in the same league as these two. But yeah, those are sort of my thoughts on it. I do like this. Let me do one more typing test with... let me put some boards away before I eat my words and start smashing keyboards together by accident. friend to design a board for me. Oh, what do you got in mind? Is it going to be a group buy or a small private buy? Yeah. Alright. One of one? Oh, okay. Cheap one though? Nothing crazy? Kind of interested. Not sure if I'd ever want a one of one board. 350, 300, 350. That's not that bad. You could probably get a prototype in for a basic thing if you're just hogging out one solid piece of aluminum. And the heater went on again, so I guess I'll just stall and talk and put on music again. I guess I'll have to talk closer to the microphone since it's facing down this way towards my keyboard and whatever. I know a couple people took Gion's modified bakeneko files, edited and made it a one of one. Yeah, as long as they're not making a profit on it, I think that it's fair game to use those files. So you'd have to check with the man himself and whoever's licensing the bakeneko, if that's Canon Keys or whoever. Because this design of bakeneko is actually pretty interesting, even without foam. I don't mind this at all. I think if you added foam, it would have that deeper sound signature, that foamy sound signature that people usually like. Free for use, I think. Yeah, I'm not sure if you had the prohibitions against profit or something on it. I don't think it's quite the same story as what happened with the Q and Quantrix, but... Oh yeah, Katano is the designer? Okay, maybe it is free for use then. That'd be cool. Yeah, if you could modify the files and do some other things with it. I mean... So one thing that I would look at with this versus other gummy O-ring boards would be the mounting structure of it. It's standardized for the points as far as where it is. Blocks a modified bakeneko 65 file. Yeah, I believe it is. But yeah, looking at the mounting points and trying to change those and see if that makes any difference might be an interesting project. Definitely moving stuff away from just the spacebar and then using different sized gummy O-rings would produce slightly different sounds depending on what you're looking for. So I noticed that even when I was changing out O-rings for the IU, for example, that having thicker gummy O-rings in the butt and around the O-ring definitely changed the sound profile and the fullness of the board to varying degrees. Whereas the original O-rings that were sent out with the board for 30A and 70A both sounded thinner than the 50A I got from Graveshift and the X-ring that I was sent. Yeah. Oh, is my heater turning off? Can I do another sound test so I can go to bed? I could use some sleep after all. Alright, it's in the process of turning off. Mouse clicks again, just using my standard Final Mouse desk setup mouse, whatever. Ugh. Hey. Sounds great. All right. Flex. Final mouse flex. Those sell in minutes, hundreds of them, less than a minute. Yeah. I mean, they sell pretty quick, but I don't feel like they're unobtainable for the most part. I mean, so I've gotten this one. I have the Starlight 12 finish in the drawer for whenever I'm using a lighter mouse pad that works better with it visually. I have Ultralight 2. I have an Air 58. So I mean, I've been pretty successful in the recent drops. I haven't felt they've been overly exclusive. Always like to see Final Boy try to produce more things. I think for whatever reason he's trying to make a keyboard at this point. I don't really know what he's trying to do with that. Only look in his server every so often and I'm just like, what's going on here? But yeah. Anyways. Yeah, that's been my build of Block 67. I am quite happy with it. I think this turned out pretty damn well. Again, for a budget 65 board, this impresses me a lot. Would I take it over the Portal? I mean, the shiny weight is very appealing to me. But it's on the back and I pretty much never look at it. That being said, Portal does have a deeper sound, I think partially due to switches. This board doesn't sound bad. I think this board doesn't feel bad either. I know the O-ring in this one is way stiffer. I think this is like a 50A or something versus the Portal, which I currently have configured with the 30A. So there's going to be differences in that. But I think if you wanted to have a larger, softer gummy O-ring mount in this, you could get more of the feeling that you have in the Portal. The Portal, because of the way this here is structured, this is a full aluminum piece that goes straight down through rather than just the upper lip. It definitely does something to the sound profile where the Inter definitely sounds hollow regardless of what I did to this board. I know some wizards like Alex Otis stopped by and said hi, and they mentioned they have to be very careful in mounting the Portal to get the Ender to sound correctly. I mounted it at least a dozen times, they couldn't get it right, so it is what it is. Anyways, did I turn the music off for the last one? I didn't. I'm terrible at this. But it's like 2:10 in the morning, so I'm just gonna call it a night. Alright, that's it for me. I guess I will catch you guys later, probably Monday next week, because I'm quite busy this week with work. I'll be busy until like the middle of April probably. But next week I do want to build my KFE CE finally. I've been wanting to build that board for quite some time, but wanted to get through some of the backlog things. Cognitive Wanderer, thank you for the follow. It's been nice chatting with you, by the way. And if you ever build that one of one, I want to hear a sound test. And I want to see if I can steal the files and have one built if it sounds good. Anyways, that's it for me for tonight. Take care, stay safe out there, and catch you guys next time maybe. Have a good night. I'm gonna crash. Bye.